praises, glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. The belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled, When All Hell Breaks Loose, We Will Only Have the Necessities, So Get Used to It. Roughly paraphrasing. But this is the facts. This is the reality that, in the time of trouble, what we're gonna have is the necessities, right? Right? That's what we're gonna be relying on, because that in itself is going to be a luxury. Right? So we're in that position now where, we should be getting content, or we should be content with our daily bread. And the scriptures say that, to have that mindset. How should I push that mindset as well? Okay, he pushed that mindset when he told his disciples to go out. He told them to go out without script, without a wallet, without bread, without certain, an extra pair of clothes. Just go out and, the Spirit will take care of you. Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Yahweh, and the Spirit will take care of you. See? So they were relying on, the day by day bread. Okay? So this is Matthew 6 and verse 9, going into the Lord's Prayer. Right? It says, After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Right? So Yahweh Shai didn't ask for riches. Okay? He didn't ask for a great abundance. He asked for the daily necessities, the daily bread. Okay? The daily bread. Because and it's important to have that mindset, especially now, because we're coming to a time where that is going to be a luxury. Okay? That will be a luxury. When this society is fully broken down and food is scarce and the power is off and things of that nature, and there's chaos in the streets, that will be a luxury. This is 1 Timothy 6 in verse 6. It says, But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation, right? There's a lot more tests and things that can corrupt you that come your way when you're rich, when you have that money and that comfortability. Okay, you start to think, if I wish I could just extend this a few months later, just a year later, so I could do this and that, and I can, enjoy this and that, right? Because you got all that money, you're living comfortable, right? And a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. This is not written for no reason, right? The Heavenly Father, he knows that, that riches corrupts. Okay? It corrupts. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, right? And this is why he keeps us away from a certain level, There's a certain level where, brothers don't reach because the Heavenly Father is actually protecting us from those things. It says content. It says the word alkeo. It says to be possessed of unfailing strength, to be strong, to suffice, to be enough. Right? Let that be enough. The food and raiment. Your daily bread. To defend ward off, to be satisfied, to be content, to be satisfied and content with what you have, right? Dealing with what? The daily bread, okay? The daily bread, okay? If you can put yourself in a better position, go ahead and do that, right? But the daily bread is what we should be content with, bills being paid and things of that nature. Because the times we're coming into a time of there's about to be a famine. Let's deal with that. There's going to be a famine that's going to come. That's prophesied. That's one of the four, sword judgments that the Heavenly Father is getting ready to set on these people. This is Revelation 6 and verse 5. And it reads, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, 'Come and see.' And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand," right? Which the balances represent judgment, okay? "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, 'A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny,'" which goes into the scarcity of food that's getting ready to come. How it's going to be hard to access food. "And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine," right? Meaning the wisdom and knowledge, right? Because the elect is still going to have the wisdom and knowledge in the midst of all this chaos, right? But in that time, when there's a famine, are you going to be thinking about, a great abundance? No, you're going to be thinking about the necessities. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to grant you with the necessities. Yahweh Shemel Shai also granted Elijah with those necessities. He said he commanded the ravens to feed him, man. Okay, he said he commanded them, right? And he gave him what he needed, and he actually set him by a brook. Matter of fact, let's read it. This is 1 Kings 17 and verse 4. Matter of fact, I'll start at 1. It says, "And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, As Yahweh, power of Israel, liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee.' So he went and did according unto the word of Yahweh, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land." Right, so he was set up in a position to have his necessities, but at that time the necessities became a luxury, because you got people around that's starving to death, right? So for them to have all that water and to have all that food 2 times a day, that's luxurious, but that's the daily bread though. Okay, so the elect is going to be taken care of. The Lord said They shall want and they shall be in a pitiful case, roughly paraphrasing, but you shall have an abundance. Meaning you'll have the things that are going to be a luxury in that time. Okay? In the time of a famine, to have a soup, oh my goodness, with bread, soup, bread, and then you got eggs, whatever the case may be. I'm putting a scenario out there. And these people, they don't have nothing. They're starting to eat leaves. They're starting to eat their belts. You see? They're looking to eat their children. Okay? Don't forget, there's angels around that are watching the men of the Lord, that's protecting us, that's protecting the men of the Lord, protecting us and watching over us, man. There's angels all around, man. And you got to be spiritual to perceive it. You have to be spiritual to perceive, wait a minute, this is an angel. Okay? And he may not come how you think he's supposed to come. Okay, you gotta have spiritual eye salve, man. You looking for an angel who have white woolly hair and what I'm saying, and super dark skin to come down. Come, I got some bread for you. He may not come looking like that. All right, so you gotta have a spirit. You have to have that's why you have to be in the spirit. You have to be in the spirit to be able to discern these different things, man. Okay. All right. But the necessities is what we need. The necessities is what's going to sustain us up until the point of the deliverance. Because that's what it is. We got to be sustained. We got to be sustained. We got to be able to take care of ourselves up until the point of the deliverance. So that we can be translated from this body to the new body. And after that, we don't have to worry about anything. Okay? So it's a matter of getting from here to there. Right? So, this is a quick lesson. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. And I'll say shalom.